Bonjour and hey now, PASW staff, clients, friends joining us. Welcome to Wednesday's class. I said bonjour because the group we're going to be looking at is actually from France, not from Spain or Mexico, which is fine to think, but they're one of the greatest groups ever. I've loved their music for so long, and it's hard to deny. We're going to look at something special that they've done, but you know, let's just settle down. I got to chop wood after this class, right? Okay, we're going to have a good time today, and we're going to look at the really great group, the Gipsy Kings.
Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así.
Gipsy Kings are a group of flamenco, salsa, pop music, a little bit hard to categorize. They just know how to cook. They really do. They were brought up and born in the south of France, and they're pretty responsible for bringing sounds of progressive pop with mixtures of flamenco and all these other wonderful little Spanish flavors of music. You've probably heard them on soundtracks, and they're just they sing in many different languages, mostly in Spanish, but other dialects as well, and they're just a whole lot of fun. So let's look at kind of a little bit of the band's history. First, I mean, I'm getting scared because I don't even know where we're talking about. Okay, so France, the south of France would probably be France, right? So let's go over to south of France where they're from. Their parents were mostly Gitanos, Spanish Romani, who fled Spain during the 1930s, Spanish Civil War. So, and they were known for bringing this rumba flamenca. So what are those terms? Is it just something I'm reading? No, flamenco, form of song, dance, and mostly instrumental stuff on a guitar. That's kind of flamenco music, associated with, you know, gypsies of southern Spain. So that's kind of that's flamenco. They have a little bit of salsa, no chips, but you know, salsa music. Remember, this is a music class. Which is kind of just upbeat, danceable, Latin-inspired music. That's what I just want to get these terms out of the way. That's salsa music, right? And then there's also rumba music in there. Rumba's originally, it means party, and it's originally from Cuba. That's with their flamenco guitars, with their hand clapping, which is so fast, super fast, castanets, percussion instruments, they're creating a real gypsy-like style that's unlike a lot of people. I mean, people do it today, but they started in 1978. So who are they? Let's take a look. And also, let's take a look at music going on in 1978. So, because they're playing all these guitars. They're a family, mostly of two parent families, Reyes and Bayardo. All the band members are either cousins or brother-in-laws, and they kind of started off in this gypsy lifestyle, living in a caravan and playing parties, playing little just playing anywhere with their guitars, and singing and forming a band. And when they form it in kind of 1976, 1977, at first they're called Los Reyes, and Reyes meaning kings in Spanish, because that's Jose Reyes is one of the sons of the band members. So in '78 we have the Bee Gees with Saturday Night Fever and Staying Alive. Huge song, one of the biggest soundtracks in the world. So Bee Gees are going on. Paul McCartney and Wings are recording a lot of their music. John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John are in Greece performing their music. Rolling Stones are very active still. Commodores, Three Times a Lady comes out in 1978. So the Gipsy Kings are playing flamenco gypsy-like music in a time where all the other popular music that I've just mentioned is dominating the world. So how are they going to fit in? How are they going to make their mark here? They did a few albums, didn't really get them anywhere until their third album, their self-titled third album, which includes some of the most famous songs, Bamboleo and Un Amor, and forgive my accent. And in 1986, things really kind of took off for them because they got the attention of this French producer guy, Claude Martinez, and he would become their manager, and he offered them a recording opportunity. But he said, okay guys, like what you're doing is great, playing it, but let's try to up it. Let's try using a little bit of modern music technology. Let's up these, let's make it a little bit more poppy with the production and the arrangements. And he really managed to contain their folk influence, their gypsy influence, only using a contemporary rhythm section and contemporary modern sounds like synthesizers, perhaps, more percussion instruments, electric basses, giving them more of a modern band feel, but keeping their roots still. And once that happened, it was like that was the magic. They had their own sound without selling out. By the time, that album was released in 1989 in the United States, it spent 40 weeks on the charts. I mean, one of the few Spanish language albums to do so. So they were super getting well known. It's kind of like the Beatles. Once you become popular in the United States, then the whole world looks at the U.S. For, I don't know, for affirmation or for something. But when you get to America, things start happening. So there's a lot of band members, and a lot of them still live with their families in the south of France, and they kept their egos in check. They knew that they were all families, cousins, brother-in-laws. They knew how to just have a good time with the music. They knew that they stopped playing just weddings, and they elevated to a bigger status, playing concerts, playing on Johnny Carson, playing on Saturday Night Live. People wanted to hear their music, and you can feel why, because it's really fun driving music. What kind of style were you hearing? We're hearing the flamenco pop music, right? And lyrics are mostly, a mixture of Spanish, French, gypsy languages, and they're talking about the same things pop bands are talking about: love, freedom, celebrating life, dancing. Many times it doesn't matter if you don't even understand the words. If it's catchy, and if it's vibrant, and if it's melodic, and if it gives you a good feeling, you'll sing along to anything, even if you don't even know the lyrics. One thing I want to kind of just look at in this class before we end is that I think that they wrote a lot of really great music. Obviously, they know how to produce it, but man, they know how to cover music so well. We all know what a cover is, right? When a band takes another person's song and covers it. Now, they do it in a way where I almost feel like they could take any song, and with their beat, rhythm, style, influence, they can really make something cook, something swing, even though, just like Duke Ellington said, right? If it swings. Even though we're not talking about swing music at all, it's still about, is it good? Is it fun? Is it rhythmically interesting? Okay, so there's a few songs that are great songs, but I will only listen to the Gypsy Kings cover it. But let's hear just a little of the beginning. Okay, Volare, one of the most famous songs by Dean Martin. It's a good song. Let's just listen to a little bit of it.
No wonder my happy heart sings. Your love has given me wings.
Nice, right? A little lazy. I mean, a little, Dean was pretending to be drunk singing it, but it's a good melody. Okay, so they're listening to it and they're like, Wonder if we could change that a little bit. Listen to Gypsy Kings do it.
Me encuentro más porque el sol en estrella en el mundo sale con el paso de mí. Una música dulce tocada solo para mí. Volaré, oh, cantaré, oh, nel blu, dipinto di blu, felice di stare lassù.
I don't know about you, but I think I love it. I think it's so much more exciting now. They have the good melody, and I almost cursed. They really make it swing. Okay, let's go to another song, another great song by Paul Anka, My Way. Great song. Frank, you pretty much made it famous. Let's listen to Frank sing it a little bit.
Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do. I saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the highway, and more, much more than this. I did it my way.
Good, right? I mean, a little bit sad, a little, reflecting upon life and all that stuff. Gypsy Kings hear it and they say, let's see if we can do our version of it. Almost turns into a different song. They're still playing the same chord progressions. They're embellishing some of the chords. They're playing major sevenths, major ninths, but still they're following the melody of the song. But I mean, I love their version of it. And lastly, let's talk about the very famous song, Hotel California by the Eagles. We're not going to listen to the 10-minute song because nobody has that much time. Let's just listen to a little bit of the Eagles, though.
Welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place, such a lovely face. There's plenty of room at the Hotel California. Any time of year, you can find it here.
Good, right? I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea. Good chord progressions, though, definitely, and a good melody. It's if you like that kind of music, then it's of course you'll love that song. But then the Gypsy Kings listen to that and say, okay, let's see if we could do a cover of it.
Such a lovely place, such a lovely place, such a lovely place. Bienvenido Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place, such a lovely place.
At least to me, all of a sudden the song comes alive. Oh my gosh, it's such a great song. I mean, they cover these songs in a way where you're like, if you weren't sure that you liked the songs before, when you listen to them do it, it's like, no, that's almost the best version of it. I'm being subjective here, but it's my class and I can do whatever I want, right? Of course, the very famous song is in the Big Lebowski film, the Coen Brothers 1998 film with Jesus.
el camino del desierto, el viento me despeina, suave aroma de colita, no nada del aire. Ella estaba a la entrada y la campana de sonar, y me dijo ya mismo, esto puedo del cielo. Ella encendeu una vela y nuestra del camino, soy vos el corredor y yo te dije diciendo, welcome to the Hotel California.
Okay, so that's just a little flavor, little French, Spanish flavor of the Gypsy Kings. Great group. It would be fun to see them live, but I just think they really know how to cook and really know how to swing, and can, yeah. Okay, I gotta get to chopping wood. Okay, so I got a busy day too. Hope you enjoyed this class, and I'll see you tomorrow for our LA class. Okay, love you and miss you. Bye.